And good morning. Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. We are so happy to have you with us this morning, dead early on 242 Day. We are here in all of our colors celebrating all things Bahamian. My name is Mark Daniels.
Good morning. This is Brooke Grant filling in for Davriel Gardner. Pleasure to be back on set.
It's a pleasure to have you here, Brooke, on 242 Day.
That's right,
242. I like the colors, you're all sort out, I got mine. Everybody on set has their flag colors on. Feeling very Bahamian today. I felt like walking in. It smelled like conch fritters, conch salad, a little bit of collect spill on the floor. So, it's feeling very 242-ish. And so I hope you all are getting ready to celebrate 242 Day today. Wear your colors, eat Bahamian food, play some rake and scrape, dance to some junkanoo. This our day. They put it on the calendar especially for us to love ourselves as Bahamians. So make sure you take advantage of it to the fullest on 242 Day today.
That's right. National Pride.
That's
what it's all about.
Now, when you say National Pride, I think about National Pride Day when I was in school. You show up, you get your anti-uniform day, you got your little flag. So now this is National Pride Day 2.0, 242 Day.
There we go.
So how would you celebrate 242 Day as a Bahamian, in the most true Bahamian fashion?
All right, you leave it up to me. You have to start it off with boiled fish.
Oh.
I mean, we could debate about which one is better, the stew or the conch or the boil, but I mean, stew boil is permissible as well. So I think we should start with stew boil or boiled fish.
I love that. When I first discovered stew boil, I was like, what is this? It's not stew, it's not boil, it's stew boil. And then you have to make them separate. You can't make a combined stew boil pot, right?
Yeah, don't mess it up.
Don't mess it up, right? Like me right now, I want some peas and grits. Some peas and grits, maybe some like dry conch or some like snapper, steamed snapper. I don't know. Y'all got me hungry now.
Yeah, that's how I was gonna. At the end of the day, you must settle down with a cup of hot tea and some guava duff.
Cup of hot tea and some guava duff, or a cup of sky juice and some guava duff. It's your choice whether you turn it up or turn it down. It's our day. It's 242 Day, and we're so happy that you're joining us this morning. We've got a great show for you today. Lots of excitement. We're going to be concluding our focus on HBCU'S, like we've been doing this month for Black History Month with the Alphas. And we're also going to hear from the Love and Reggae concert, which is happening tonight. We have the artist here in studio today and the promoter going to tell you why you should find yourself there this evening. You don't want to miss it. And we got the 2 tickets that we gave away to our lucky trivia winner, so don't miss that in our upcoming segments.
And we'll also find out about the function of the Child Protection Unit in our Bridging the Gap segment. And Chef Emmanuel Gibson of Manuelo's will join us to cook up a healthy version of a delicious Bahamian meal for 242 Day.
Oh yeah, I know I bring my belly. Money coming. Good.
Can't wait. But first, let's check on weather with Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Brooke, and good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at the weather, high pressure continues to be the dominant feature with stable, dry, and very warm temperatures throughout the weekend into early next week. So today, really get sunny, very warm, still a little breezy over southeastern islands, high temperature 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, another clear and mild night, a low temperature going down to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And some region highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados, 83 and 75. In Jamaica, 89 and 74. In Trinidad, 87 and 72. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 86 and 71. Across North America, Atlanta, 68 and 50. In Boston, 34 and 10. In Miami, 84 and 72. Dallas, Texas, 52 and 48. And Toronto, Canada, 22 and 10. As you go to the weekend, high pressure continues to be the persistent dominant weather feature across the islands with stable, dry, and very warm temperatures. So we're looking at lots of sunshine, very warm temperatures, just a slight chance of passing shower. The temperature daytime will be in the mid to upper 80s at daytime, the upper 60s, lower 70s at nighttime. That puts you up on your first look at the weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Brooke.
The Anglican Theological Institute works to strengthen the worship, work, witness, and service of all within the diocese and the wider community by offering a host of courses on the Bible, spirituality, and theology. Here to talk to us about this is Father Basil Tynes, rector of St. Matthew's Church, ATI lecturer, and Charles Major, ATI graduate and Education Planning Officer at the Ministry of Education. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Father Tynes, how long has the ATI been operating rather?
for about 8 years now. We're moving on into our 9th year, this year, September. We've been entertaining students from both Anglican and other denominations as a part of our program. So it's an ecumenical process that we're carrying people through.
And so what are some of the examples of the courses being offered through this session?
We have, right now, the first year students are in session. Their term will end at the end of March, but we do Old Testament, New Testament. We also have courses in apologetics, in spirituality, in Anglicanism. So there's a variety of stuff, doctrine, you name it. We try to cover it so that we can also present materials that will help both clergy and laity in terms of them being able to move forward.
Both relevant and timely.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Major, as a graduate, what did you learn through the ATI program?
Oh, so much, so much. You know, you come in with your mind made up, and from the old teachings that you do, and then Tynes just blow your mind. Old Testament, you get to see the Bible differently. Perspective changes. Your faith and understanding grows deeper when you go through the New Testament and Old Testament, and you understand the Bible is not the way that you thought the Bible was. And that's foundational to understand your whole thing about Christian spirituality.
That's an excellent point. And just, you know, thinking about your spiritual journeys from being introduced through Sunday school to
Yes.
now learning about it on a deeper level. What would you
Exactly.
say was some of the biggest learning curves that you incurred through this course? And you look back on childhood to now.
Well, firstly, you know how the books of the Bible are arranged. You're like, so this written after this and this written after this. And then as you go through, you realize, you realize that it's deeply tied to the history of a people. And you realize that the Old Testament is, if you actually sit down and study the Old Testament, is really violent. You know what I mean? Yeah, and it opens your eyes and like, So it kind of sets you up for a deeper journey, and you have to be willing, open, and ready to be exposed and to get at the actual understanding of it all.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, people might say, you know, I know how to pray. You know, why is it important to learn more about prayer? And this one I will ask Father Tynes.
I think it's important for people to understand because when we were growing up, we were taught that prayer involved adoration, confession, thanksgiving, and supplication. There are in fact 9 parts of prayer because what we leave out is meditation and contemplation, the cloud of unknowing, the Lux Divina. There are other forms of prayer that have been developed over the centuries in terms of our Christian heritage. And a lot of people, unfortunately, get stuck at just extemporary prayers and don't realize that there are some other ways of becoming deeper in your prayer life that involve you putting in the time and the silence, in many cases, to be able to listen to what God may be saying to you in terms of your understanding of where you ought to be. We have some great lecturers in many of those topics. You've got Marie Hepburn, who is extremely, Reverend Hepburn, who is extremely good in that particular area. We've got persons in doctrine, so that when you pray, you know that it makes sense, because this is a communication between an infinitely intelligent God who has created us in his image and likeness and calls us day by day to grow into that image and likeness. And it's important that we develop our prayer life as we go along. I think a lot of people make the mistake of believing that, oh, I've reached my plateau, I've reached the point at which I can stop praying now. And the point is, we're just starting to pray. And then you've got to learn the art of living what you pray.
Wow.
And that's a serious problem, because I tell people all the time, in the Bahamas, we have plenty of people who have lots of words, but it really has to flow into how you live your life day in and day out.
Wow. So what can attendees anticipate with the new prayer course that's coming on stream?
I can tell you right now, there's a short course that is being done on Monday evenings, and I guarantee you that with Reverend Roach Hebburn leading the way, that you're going to see a whole lot of not only techniques of how to pray, but she will spend a great deal of time tying it in with spirituality in terms of how to build one's spirituality. I think part of the problem in our society is that we reach a particular level and we plateau in terms of our journey. I tell them, we sing a song that says, I'm pressing on the upward way. It doesn't say I'm pressing on the flat ground.
Right.
We're pressing on to something greater, something higher. And I think they can anticipate a whole lot by taking her short course on Monday evenings. The short courses are on Monday evenings, usually for $50. They last for about anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. The longer course for the diploma takes place on Saturdays between the hours of 8 to 11. And usually they're done by the lecturers who have an hour apiece. There are 3 lectures in particular as they move forward in terms of training people and equipping them and empowering them to get on with the mission and the ministry that God has called us to.
And Father Tynes, how can people find out more about the course and indeed sign up for the prayer course that starts next week?
I believe that you can check any particular church bulletin. They should have it listed in the bulletin. They will have the name of the contact persons in those bulletins. So you can go by any Anglican office, parish office, and be able to ask them, could I please have the email address for ATI? And they will provide for you the email address, or if you want to, you can send it to me at basiltynes@gmail.com. And all small letters, no breaks. You can send the request to me and I can forward it on to the person who is responsible for helping us organize and help you to gain entry into the program itself.
Excellent. Well, gentlemen, I do want to say thank you so much for coming on and telling us all about this exciting program. One final charge to anyone interested, what would you say, Mr. Major?
Oh, it's exciting, life-changing, and it's definitely a walk of faith and trusting. Very, very, very rewarding.
Thank you for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
The push-to-talk device is a beautiful device. It operates on our world-class cellular network. You can take pictures, you can take videos, you can put your persons in different groups. If they want the engineering team to have a different communication than the finance team or the security team, you can do that with the push-to-talk device. And that's not something that you can actually do with a regular communications radio device. We have several different types of devices. There's the 380, the 580 plus, and then there's the 590 plus, which is the top of the line device.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem, just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
Welcome back. Every February for the past 5 years, the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated has partnered with Bahamas at Sunrise to highlight the top HBCUs for Black History Month. Here we conclude our 2023 HBCU series by having two very important people with us this morning, two university presidents. We have with us this morning Dr. Melva K. Williams, President and CEO of Huston-Tillotson University in Texas, and Dr. Roderick L. Smothers, President of the Philander Smith College in Arkansas. Good morning to you both, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. We have a saying here on the show, thank you for being up with us dead early. I don't know what time it is there, but it's definitely early here. So I'd like to thank you both for being up with us this morning. So as we kick off, I'd like to hear from you both. Can you tell us the benefits that you say that HBCUs offer to students that you won't get in other universities or colleges? I guess let's start with you, Dr. Williams.
Absolutely. Okay, so first things first, good morning to you from Austin, Texas. And our university is Huston-Tillotson University, and we're in Austin, Texas. That's htu.edu. And the benefit of going to an HBCU, we would be on this meeting, we would be on this show all day if we talked about all of the benefits, but here are a few. One is that it is an incubator for innovation. Most of our HBCUs are working together with our faculty, with our staff, with our students to ensure that the college-going experience is one that will ensure that students from everywhere, especially Black and Brown students, have an opportunity and that we're focused in on their success. So that's one of the benefits of attending an HBCU.
Dr. Smothers, same question to you. Tell us the benefits of an HBCU.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me say good morning to you all as well from Little Rock, Arkansas, where, my friend, you're right, it is very early. It's somewhere around the hour of 5:30, and I was up all night last night as we closed out Religious Emphasis Week here at Philander Smith College. Want to send a shout out to my friend all the way over from Austin, Texas, where the great Huston-Tillotson University is, and I had the honor of being on that team at one point, and I think it's an amazing institution, and certainly it has an amazing president. Now, let me get directly to your question. I said to you that we closed out Religious Emphasis Week. One of the advantages, in my opinion, of attending a private HBCU like Philander Smith College or Huston-Tillotson University is that we can unapologetically celebrate our love for God. And that's not always the case wherever you go, and I believe that one of the true elements of the special sauce of our HBCUs exists in our ability to promote and advance and to celebrate our spirituality. So I'll give you that as one. Now, as Dr. Williams said, we'll be here all day, but I have about 5 specific reasons that I'd ultimately like to share with you before we disconnect from this line today. But we are unapologetic at our schools, especially our private ones, about our love for God, and that leads to our success.
Well, we definitely can feel the passion, the love coming from you both, the love for your universities and the students that attend them and the futures that they create while they're there on your campuses. Dr. Williams, tell us about some of the strengths of Huston-Tillotson University.
Well, of course, I want everyone to visit htu.edu to learn more, because unfortunately today we won't get a chance to talk about all of the great things. We are a Methodist affiliated institution. So as my friend Dr. Smothers mentioned, both of our institutions celebrate that, and that is very important to us. Another thing about one thing that we celebrate is our small campus size. That's really critical when you are thinking about being lost at a big institution. So when you are attending a small private college, you have an opportunity to connect with your faculty, even with the president, I'm sure. I know my friend Dr. Smothers, he knows many of his students by name. So you won't get lost in the shuffle by attending one of our institutions. And that is key when you're thinking about internships, when you're thinking about special opportunities that allow for you to represent the institution from time to time. We are selecting from people that we know your character, we know your strengths, and we know how to develop them. So of course, our majors are phenomenal. You can't even think about our institutions without thinking about the strength of our academic programs. And that's really key. Two of our programs are online. We have a business degree program that is online. And so we celebrate that because not only will you be learning with students who are on the campus, but you'll also have an opportunity to interface with students from all over the globe.
That sounds amazing. And I know you said we can go all day and talk about the benefits of university, but those right there are some very important points, especially what you mentioned about class size. You know, we are from the Bahamas. We're an island nation, less than 1 million people, 500,000 people at that. And so the small classroom size may be more accustomed to some of our Bahamian students, which leads into my next question with you, Dr. Smothers. Are there any Bahamian students attending your university, and what is it that Bahamians will love about your university?
Well, thank you for that question. And, you know, as you know, the brothers of Iota Epsilon Lambda, which is a chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, have been working with our HBCUs to make sure that there is a strong pipeline at each of our institutions. And so, yes, there is a strong contingent of Bahamian students at Philander Smith College. One who I celebrate all the time is Mr. Denicio Knowles. He is a graduate of a government high school. I met him 5 years ago and said to him, hey, look, I have an opportunity for you to go to college. He didn't even believe that he could go to college. Wow. And 5 years later, he is an honors graduate with a degree in accounting, and he has returned to the Bahamas working for an accounting firm there. And so there are about 40 of those students at Philander Smith College now, and we're trying to get that number up to 100. And so in a few weeks, we're going to be having another HBCU fair, and Dr. Williams and several of my other friends will be coming to the Bahamas to recruit more students. But I want to go to the other question that you asked Dr. Williams as well, which was what's unique, what's special about Philander Smith College? Why do these Bahamian students love Philander Smith College so much? Number one, it's because we provide them with a quality, affordable experience. I always say I am an unapologetic advocate for HBCUs. When I came to the Bahamas, I noted that all of these brilliant students were going to predominantly white institutions. And I said, this cannot be. We have to get some of these students to our HBCUs. And 5 or 6 years later, hundreds of students are now attending our HBCUs. The second piece for Philander Smith College is not only do we offer them a quality academic experience, but it is affordable. So we partner with your government to provide grants and opportunities and scholarships for them to attend our colleges and universities. And they can come and be authentically who they are. They can bring their Bahamian flavor with them. We love it. They make recommendations on what our cafeteria should be cooking. It is a family. And it is this family that gets them to and through college. And that's why so many of them want to come to our HBCUs. I told you we could go on and on and on. But at the end of the day, your students would not go wrong if they choose any of these HBCUs that Dr. Williams and I represent here today.
That's fantastic. And you know, today is 242 Day, so don't be surprised if they're calling for comforters and peas and rice and macaroni in the cafeteria today.
We got it.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, we're not short on good food at the HBCUs.
Awesome, awesome. Dr. Williams, you mentioned the college fair that's going to be happening here in the Bahamas and that you'll be coming down. What are some of the highlights we can look forward to from your university at the college fair?
Well, one thing that you can look forward to is an opportunity to sit down with one of our representatives and to talk more in depth about your needs. We're very excited about being able to have a robust student success program. That means that every single student is treated differently, right? And it is a good thing because we hone in on every student and what their needs are to help them succeed. So we don't think that there's a cookie cutter approach to learning, and we want to know about that. So if there are students with disabilities, we are excited to learn more about your needs so that you can be successful. If we have students that, need all sorts of things that make them succeed and get across the finish line, we want to be there to better understand who you are as a person. You know, in this country, there are so many things going on in America that makes being Black and brown in this country difficult. Well, the other thing that they can look forward to is hearing more about how safe our campus is. So they don't have to worry about being a part of a community that doesn't understand who they are. Yeah. They will be in this bubble in the middle of a metropolis city in Austin, Texas, but it will be a quiet space where people can study and learn, but also there is a lot of fun, so they can hear more about some of the exciting sports programs that we have. We have a soccer program that is phenomenal, and the list goes on and on, a basketball team. So we're looking to really sit down individually so that people can hear about the Houston-Tillerson experience.
Man, I am so excited. You make me want to go back to college, right? I already did my post-grad, but I can get another one.
Never too late.
I know. And we can talk about this all day, but unfortunately we do have to wrap up. But I would like to thank you both for getting up with us dead early on Bahamas at Sunrise, talking about your HBCUs. So thank you again, Dr. Melva K. Williams with Houston-Tillerson University in Austin, Texas, and Dr. Roderick Smothers, president of Philander Smith College in Arkansas. Thank you both, and enjoy your 242 day on your campus with your Bahamian students.
Thank you so much.
Good.
Thank you. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
What do you want from a cloud solution? You want flexibility and edge? You want to modernize implications with the ability to deliver new ones with lightning speed. You want an infrastructure that's automated, secure, cost-effective, and scalable. You want to give the end user the freedom they want with the control you need. You can't get all that from just any cloud. You need something better. You need Bahamas Cloud. Contact the experts today at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
One thing, two things, blue thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Welcome back. The Children and Family Services Division seeks to ensure that all children in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas have a physically safe environment. Here to talk with us about the function of the Child Protection Unit and child care facilities are Stephanie Hanna, Welfare Officer from the Children and Family Services of the Ministry of Social Services and Urban Development, and Bianca Hall, Trainee Welfare Officer. Good morning, ladies, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Hi, morning.
What a timely topic. Now, I have an opening question, which is, what is the function of the Child Protection Unit and child care facilities? It sounds like a lot of moving parts, but I want you to just bring it in for us nice and clear so we can follow what the role truly is.
Okay, so the Child Protection Unit, we provide a safe environment, supportive environment for when persons come in who are abused and abandoned. We do extensive investigation, crisis intervention, and case management. Now, the child care facility, that unit deals with children who came into the care of the Department of Social Services and they have no other relatives or fit persons to take care of them. So they provide long-term care, but their goal is to reunite the children with their families or fit persons or other persons in the community or adoptive or or foster care home. Wow. That's only if family members aren't available.
Wow, very important. So what are the types of cases referred to the Child Protection Unit and then the child care facilities, if there's a separation between the two?
Well, They, not really, no. So we deal with all cases of abuse: physical abuse, sexual abuse, neglect, abandonment. So when we deal with those situations, if the children have to be removed, then they would go to the child care facility. And that's because we cannot find any relatives or fit persons to take care of them. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Now, how are the cases referred to you? Do these come through a system, or is there a particular way in which you hear about cases that are ongoing in the community?
Well, there's several ways. Like, persons can at least contact us. We have community persons coming in or walk-ins. The police would refer matters, scan the school, family members as well. So they would either call us on our hotline, or they would, like I said, walk in, and then we get referrals as well as from NGOs such as the Crisis Center as well.
Wow. And is there a hotline number that we can jot down just so that we are in the loop if there's a case or something needing to be referred?
Yes, ma'am. I think at least it should be noted that our 322 is the...
Yeah, the 322.
Okay.
One of our numbers are down.
Okay.
But we'll encourage persons, they could call the hotline, the next hotline number. How do you give them that?
Yeah, 422-2763.
Or they could call us on Robinson Road at 397-2550, and then we're welcome to take the telephone calls. As well as it's important for persons to know that the calls are anonymous. You don't have to leave your name.
Wonderful.
And even once we do our investigation, we won't say, oh, well, Brooke from Bahamas at Sunrise call us and she say. So it wouldn't be like that.
No.
But we would encourage persons, at least like when they do report, at least if they could give us a detailed list of the child, a detailed address if the child is in the community. Because it's sometimes if you say, okay, well, Pinewood, we don't know.
Yeah.
Is it Croton Street, Pinewood Boulevard? Even the number or the color on the house would be able for us to expedite our investigation.
Okay. And so what is the role of the social worker then in the child protection unit and the child care facilities?
Okay, the role of the social worker in the child protection unit, we do an extensive investigation. So the thing is, like, once we have something come in, we just trying to ensure that the child is either removed from their environment. And I just speak under. Okay, let me start again, right? So what we do, we would, if we have a call come in, we just want to make sure that the child is secured.
Okay.
You see? And then we work closely like with the courts as well if we need to do any removal. And then, like, depending on the matter, the child would be placed into one of our child care facilities. And then we have 7 in total.
Okay.
And then with that, like Ms. Hall would have said, they would provide an environment to make sure that all those children who are placed in the homes, they are provided with a safe and secure environment until they are reunited with family members, replaced in the community, or they may just be placed up for adoption or foster care.
Now, when Ms. Hanna said thorough meaning that it takes some time. It takes some time. So some persons, they tend to call in, and when they follow up in a week or two, why haven't we done this or done that? Thorough meaning it takes a while. So yes, our investigations do take some time. So keep in mind that. So yes, ain't like we sitting down doing nothing. We just very thorough, making sure we dot all I's and cross all T's.
And we appreciate that. Now, what advice would you give to a parent who is constantly being challenged by a difficult child? And then where our clients then refer to for further counseling if it's something beyond what you would handle?
Okay, at least like for me, if someone comes into the office or even makes a call, they say that they are experiencing difficulty with a child. Like, first I want to commend them for acknowledging, okay, but I don't have all the answers.
Yeah.
You see? And then we have to go back to the mindset that it takes a village to raise a child. So with that being said, if persons don't want to come into social services right away, you have the school counselor. If they're involved in church, their pastor or their priest they could go to. We will refer persons to the National Parenting Program if need be. Community Counseling and Assessment Center, and even the department, we have some like interventions we would utilize as well. But my thing is, we want to remind parents that each child is different, but if you need help
is there.
It's there.
It's there.
And we're able to assess, and even if our resources are limited as a department, we refer you to I guess, organizations that would be better equipped to assist you whatever challenges may come.
It's extremely important. So the community component is really something that social services taps into, and I'm happy to hear that. The partnerships, I know as a parent, it's gonna be challenging.
Challenging. It's trying.
It is. It is.
So ladies, if you would just let us know again, where's your main office located, as well as leaving the best contact, that would be extremely helpful for those listening that may need to reach out, or for anyone else with inquiries about the Department of Social Services.
Okay, so we are located on Robinson Road, the Alexander Building, at the intersection of Lincoln Boulevard and Robinson Road, like right at the entrance of Monta Lights. Now, our telephone numbers are 393-2550, and the hotline is 422-2763.
Just a correction, 397-2550. That would be child protection.
Okay.
That's what I'm just 397-2550. That's our
What
switchboard.
Stephanie
Okay.
And so, like I said, we just want persons to report any suspected child abuse. My thing is, even if you aren't 100% sure if a child is being abused and you want like a welfare check, we're willing to assist because it's a community approach.
Right.
However, like Ms. Hall would have said, we do a thorough investigation. So we're asking persons, our concern is just the best welfare of the child. So if we go in the community and ask questions, we will want persons to be accommodating to us.
Yes.
And don't be too hostile with us, please. You know, because sometimes when people think about social workers, oh, we're coming to take the child. But our thing is, it's the welfare of the child.
Okay.
You see, so in the event, children may be removed, but the department stance is to removing children would be the last resort. But the safety of the child. So my thing is, when Ms. Hall and I or all other colleagues would call to ask you to come into an appointment, we don't want it to be, like, we understand it could be frustrating. I'm a parent as well. And sometimes if someone says, oh, will social services come in? You would think that.
Yes.
But sometimes it might just be an investigation. We just need to rule out everything. So if we ask you 20 questions, please answer us with 21.
Sometimes
Thank you. Thank you. It takes a community effort. Okay. Well, Ms. Hanna and Ms. Hall, thank you so much for your time this morning, for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We are here at the mid-show. We've had such an exciting first half of the show, and we're glad that you are with us. Before I go any further, I got to stop. I have to wish happy birthday to my father, Peter Lancelot Daniels, the man that birthed me and my siblings, the man responsible for the 7 grandchildren to the Daniels name. He's taught so many Bahamians at the College of Bahamas and University of Bahamas. He's coached so many soccer players through the Bahamas, and I just want to say I love you, Dad. You've been here for 70 and more years, and we look forward to more laps around the sun with you. I love you. You set the tone. You set the example. From root to fruit, salute. And aside from that, I also want to announce that the Akefren International Academy is having their entrance examination. Such a wonderful school, and this is happening Saturday, February 25th at Burned Road campus in Fox Hill, and this is going to be from 8:30 a.m. to 12 noon. This is for grades 1 through 12, and the application forms are available by email or at the school office. You can email at info@akefran.com. That is AKHEPRAN.com. $75 fee for the entrance examination. And you can call them at 324-9212 or 324-8683. You can send an email or collect the brochure at the email that we mentioned earlier, info@akefran.com. Check out the school. It's a wonderful program, and I know lots of children that go there. Lots of my friends send their children there. So check it out, Akefran. Now, we got a second hour of the show. Y'all think the show over? It ain't over yet. We've got Love and Reggae coming up, and we're going to have those artists here in studio, and we're going to be giving away 2 tickets for the show that's happening this evening.
And Chef Emmanuel Gibson is cooking up some snapper with pigeon peas to show us how to make a healthy Bahamian meal for a 2-for-2 day. All right, but now let's take a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Brooke, and good morning, Bahamas. And your second look at weather at sunrise. High pressure continues to be the persistent dominant weather across the island, stable, very warm and dry conditions. In your marine forecast today, those winds easterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet of northwest Bahamas, northeast to east at 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet for the central and southeastern islands. On Saturday, those winds continue easterly at 10 knots or less, seas 1 to 3 feet over the northwest Bahamas, northeast seas at 15 knots, sea 3 to 5 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Then on Sunday, those winds light and variable, seas 1 to 3 for the northwest and central Bahamas, easterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. Your tides. You can expect a high tide at 10:49 this morning. Your next low tide will be at 5 minutes past 5 this evening. High again tonight at 11:23. Sunset 6:08 this evening. Rises more at 6:35. UV index 8. Your water temperature 73 degrees Fahrenheit. And your moon phase now moving towards the first quarter. Your extended look. Lovely weekend so weather-wise. Lots of sunshine. Very warm temperatures on the dry side. The temperature daytime will be in the mid-upper east at daytime. At nighttime, upper 60s to lower 70s. That puts you up in your full look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Godfrey. For the love of reggae, man, YDA and Father Chippy presents Love and Reggae happening this evening at the National Stadium here in Nassau, Bahamas, featuring the Fire Mama Queen Africa and the songbird Alaine. And we are here in studio to talk about this wonderful event this evening. And we have with us, of course, the songbird herself. Alaine, welcome to the studio.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And we have the promoter for the event, Keeshan Fowler, who's also celebrating her Earth Day today. So happy Earth Day.
Thank you.
We have Dead Early celebrating the Bahamas at sunrise.
Dead early, but I'm glad to be here. Alive early. You're right.
Exactly right. I got to switch that up.
Word sound power.
There you go.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being on the show this morning. We're so excited.
Yes.
The fans of reggae, real reggae, those of us who grew up listening to the tunes and you had a little heartbreak and we had our little this and that. This music is what formed most of us in my generation. So we'd like to thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Keeshan, tell us about the concert event that's happening this evening.
So it all goes down this evening on the best day of the month at the National Stadium Courtyard. And if you are familiar with any YBE event, you know it's more than an event. It's more than a concert. It's an experience. We brought in Barris and DeVille and Ween Wonder in December. And this time we saw fit to bring in 2 awesome ladies who have been making a trail in the music industry for a number of years. Their songs resonate all around town, still playing, still jamming. Alaine and Queen Africa. And I'm just excited about this evening. It's going to be an experience. We have the host, Empress and Rika C alongside top major DJs in the Bahamas, DJ Tynes, DJ Cannon, a whole list, a whole list. Is going to be great. Ladies, I'm inviting you to come out. If you're single, don't feel no type way. Don't feel no type way if you're not feeling, something. Fellas, if you want to make up for Valentine's, tonight is the night to do that, because of course you have the sound word, and we have Fire Mama who will be in the place blazing it for you all.
Yeah, when I saw this on my calendar, I booked the babysitter immediately. I was like, the wife and I, we're going to be there, and we need somebody to sleep at our house tonight because we ain't coming home no time soon.
Listen, it's going to be so amazing. This lady was just in the beautiful island of Eleuthera. Shouts out to Father Chippy Sounds, who is also in conjunction with YBE, and anyone that knows Father Chippy knows he put on an awesome event for every time, and the people were so, they fell in love. The guys, listen, from Chicken to the airport, everyone was just so amazed. So we're just so excited to have her here.
Yeah, we're excited to have you here in studio again. I was going to ask you if this was your first time in the Bahamas, but tell us, you've been here before, and why do you love coming to the Bahamas?
Oh my gosh, first of all, it's just the warmth, and the love. From the beginning of my career, I've always had a special love from the Bahamas and for the Bahamas. I've been here several times to several Bahamian islands, and it's always just the best. It feels like coming home.
Yeah.
And I spoke with my mother about, I was like, Mommy, the Bahamas have been so good to me, and it just feels so good to be there. And she told me that after she graduated from school, she lived here for a little bit. She lived in Nassau. So I said, oh, maybe it's your energy that they're feeling. I received that. I received that. So it's just going to be a great time. We're going to have the best time celebrating love with reggae music, with good vibrations, and just a gratitude for life. I think if the COVID period taught us anything, it's to celebrate the now, and that's what we're going to do tonight. Love, reggae, what better combination could there be?
I know, right? So if people have been living under a rock for the past decade or two, and they don't know who you are and don't know what your sound is, describe to us the Alaine sound, and what is it that you put behind your music?
Love is my sound. Love is my life. I am love, and so it shows in my songs. And love covers a multitude of things and experiences, some of them not so wonderful, but the power of love is that it elevates, and that's the intention of my music, that, when I write any song, it is always to heal, to offer, I've been there too, you can overcome it, or I've been there too, isn't it great, let's celebrate it. So that's the vibe, fun and really just a zest for life and a zeal for God, because God is above all and God is love. And so that's what the vibe is. It's positive energy, just a good time,
Yeah, I can feel the energy in your music. I can listen to one of your songs today and I feel like I just had a breakup.
Oh, gosh.
I can feel the tears, but I can feel the power in the music.
Yeah.
In our world today, in the Bahamas, in Jamaica, across the Caribbean, how does your brand of reggae music, your brand of love, help to speak to some of the issues in society, whether it's violence against women, whether it's other domestic issues, the way we treat one another? How do you use your music to push that message?
Well, it's exactly that. I use my music to push that message, to push the message of unity, of oneness, of healing, of overcoming, of our enoughness. It's, growing up, you kind of have times when you forget how worthy you are. There are things that happen to us that will steal our joy. There are things that happen to us that will make us forget the fact that we're created in the image and likeness of the Creator, and therefore there's just innate greatness in us. And that's what I'm all about, reminding people that. Because first of all, I need to be reminded, when I write songs like, I wave my troubles, bye-bye, bye-bye, bye, bye-bye, 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 it's because I was stressed out. I wrote that song when there was the tsunamis in wherever the tsunamis were, and there were just and as there are still wars and rumors of wars, and I said, man, I'm stressed out. I want to sing a happy song. Everybody sing along, and people have been singing along because people want to sing happy songs too, because the world can be so heavy, and so we release it with the power of music and the power of words and the power of good intentions, and so that's what I'm all about. And I know, and I feel the love from Nassau, and I know that's what Nassau is all about as well. So it's just a good pairing. And of course, Queen Ifrica is a fire mama, somebody who stands as a warrior for all things good and and a little raunchy, and and it's okay because there's balance in life, and so it's just a good pairing. When we were on the flight over here, we were talking about the fact that we're so excited to perform for all of you because it's always a good vibe. So we're gonna have the best time tonight.
We're so excited, and the name Songbird is so fitting, just like the bird. You hear the birds first thing in the morning. They wake you up, they set your day, they put you in the mood. So the Songbird is with us this morning, setting us in the right mood for this evening. Keeshan, before we roll out, tell us again, why should people come to this concert this evening, and give them details on where they can find tickets.
Okay, so most definitely, of course, we have the Songbird, we have the Fire Mama here. When love comes knocking at your door, you have to be ready. So be ready tonight at 8 p.m. It all goes down at the National Stadium Courtyard. You can get your tickets at Bahama Inc. or Lifestyle Grill. Tickets are just $80 for VIP, and also we're not having platinum this time, but just VIP and general admission. And if you want to take advantage of the table lounge and the sky lounge, I think we have maybe one more left. You can do that as well. So come on out. Show starts exactly 8 p.m. Not Bahamian time. Not Bahamian time. 8 p.m. sharp. So once gates open, show starts. It's going to be an awesome show.
It is. I can feel it already. I'm ready to start dancing now.
Listen.
So I'd like to thank you both for being on the show this morning. Keeshan, Fowler, the promoter for the Love and Reggae concert. I'm the Songbird, Alaine. I'd like to thank you for being up with us alive early this morning.
Yes, alive early. And of course, shouts out to the Fire Mama.
Yes, and the Fire Mama, we know she's around. We're going to see it tonight. Be ready to dash a fire on everything.
Yes.
And just before we go on to announce it, the winner of our 2 tickets for our trivia contest is Alexis LaFleur. You can contact us today at the studio to come collect your 2 complimentary tickets. Thank you for participating in our trivia, and we'll see you all tonight at Love and Reggae. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise, and we'll be right back.
The islands of the Bahamas. Fly away.
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money, a local international bank that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together, or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come.
With so much going on in the world today, only accepting cash at your business can be risky. Let Fidelity offer you and your customers safety, convenience, and the flexibility of a fixed or mobile terminal. Take it with you, on the move and on the go, because business should never stop. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit us at any of our branches.
One thing, 2 things. Blue thing, all things. Things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right, and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Push-to-talk device is a beautiful device. It operates on our world-class cellular network. You can take pictures, you can take videos, you can put your persons in different groups. If they want the engineering team to have a different communication than the finance team or the security team, you can do that with the push-to-talk device. And that's not something that you can actually do with a regular communications radio device. We have several different types of devices. There's the 380, the 580 plus, and then there's the 590 plus, which is the top of the line device.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Alaine, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
What do you want from a cloud solution? You want flexibility and edge? You want to modernize applications with the ability to deliver new ones with lightning speed. You want an infrastructure that's automated, secure, cost-effective, and scalable. You want to give the end user the freedom they want with the control you need. You can't get all that from just any cloud. You need something better. You need Bahamas Cloud. Contact the experts today at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Island.
Welcome back to the show. We are here on another fantastic Friday, and it is 242 Day, and so we're celebrating all things Bahamian. We are encouraging you to wear your Bahamian colors, listen to Bahamian music, and of course, eat great and delicious Bahamian food. So in order for us to do that here on the set, we've invited our wonderful friend, Manny Gibson from Emmanuel's, and he's coming to chef up something for us today. What's he cooking for us today, bro?
Now, chef is going to be cooking up pan-roasted snapper, and get this, pigeon pea stew.
Let's do it.
So,
Chef, tell us about the dish you're preparing.
All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Chef Emmanuel Gibson. So what I'll be doing today, since it's 242 Day, I'm going to just do a Bahamian infused menu. All right, so I'm going to start with a nice fresh snapper that I got from Montague. All right. So very simple, just want to score it. So when you're scoring the fish, you just want to pinch it up like that, make that incision, right? Good. So of course you need your sea salt, right? All right, you need the sea salt. So
sea salt, you get your Ragged Island sea salt, Nago sea salt. Make sure it's from the Bahamas because it's 242 Day.
Yep.
So I'm just going to squeeze a little lemon over it. Squeeze a little lemon. So while I'm doing the seasoning of the fish, I get my pan nice and hot, because that's very important. You want the pan really hot because you want to get a nice sear on that fish. You know, you don't want it to be just give me 1 minute, 1 second. You don't want it to be soft. You want a nice crispy sear. So when I'm crisp, very crisp. The crisp is going to provide the flavor. So I'm using a nice olive oil, all right? So to keep it in line. So I get my that. I'm going to go with a little sea salt.
It's already smelling good and it didn't even hit the pan yet.
Yeah.
All right, so give me 1 minute.
Go for it, well, we're always excited when you come to show us how to do what it is you do best.
All right, so, live TV is a little different from, the real kitchen.
That's all right.
So I'm going to make it work. So let's toss over both sides. What I've learned is that when you season fish at the last minute, it really tastes much more fresh. You know? So sometimes we as chefs, not chefs, so sometimes persons think that they have to season fish overnight, but when you season last minute, it really tastes good. So I'm just going to use a little Scotch bonnet. The nice green ones are really, really flavorful. So that is where the flavors are, all right?
There you go.
So just give me a minute.
And does the fresh ingredients make a big difference?
Yes, the fresh ingredients make a lot of difference. So, you know, so I'm just going to rough chop that. And I'm going to put that inside of those cuts that I made. I'm going to put that in there. So I'm just going to rub it in there. You know, I'm working with a glove, so certainly my hands is going to be good. It's going to be no problem.
It's like fish was made, or like pepper and lime was made for fish. I don't know what you're saying, but I know people who cook fish without no lime and no pepper, and I look at them like, what are you doing?
Yeah, mistake.
This is how you do it.
All right, so I work in 2 pots at one time. I get my fish on. I'm just going to make the pigeon peas ragu.
Let's go for it.
So I'm just going to get a little olive oil again. So it's all about flavor. So I'm just going to use a little roast garlic in there.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's flavor, right?
Fresh.
Yeah. Roast garlic. I'm just going to start with a little bacon that I caramelize. All right, I'm just going to work my onions. So I'm going to work 2 one time.
There you go.
So boom. So that is working. My fish is nice and seasoned with my gold pepper. All right, so.
Ready.
All right, when you're frying fish, when you see the first light of smoke, then you know it's ready, all right? So it's ready. I see a little smoke. So the trick, you always put away from you.
Okay.
Put away from you so the splash don't go on you, all right? Away from you. And let it drop, all right? So my fish is, I don't know about that, my fish is working. So try not to go ahead and turn and turn and turn. So just let it cook, all right? So my pigeon pea stew is working. So what I'm using for that, I'm using roast corn. I'll put that in there, roast corn.
Roast corn, I can see the roasting on that.
Yep, I'm using some nice pigeon peas, all right?
There you go. So how do you prep to cook a meal like this? I see you have everything prepped. What goes into your preparation?
Preparation takes time, and it takes passion, and then you got to have the whole menu in your head, so when you execute menu in your head, so when you executing it, you know what you're working with. I want a little bit of sweet potato in there, all right?
Oh, wow.
Another fresh ingredient.
Yeah, sweet potato in there.
Yeah, boy.
So, looking good. So, if you don't mind, you can come right over here, and you can get put a little dash of salt in there for me.
Rub getting in on the action.
While you're doing that.
Kind of heavy with the salt.
All right, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good, all right.
Oh, you're doing
All
it
right,
in
good. So my fish is looking good. Like I say, try not to turn it one time. So in the meantime, I stew.
So as you're cooking this, tell us how things are going at your location at Emmanuel's and Smothers. Not to distract you, but tell us.
Yeah, things are going really, really good. I'm getting ready to expand now. We're certainly getting ready to open in the airport, and then we're going in the east, all right?
Awesome.
So Emmanuel's has been around for almost 5 years.
Okay.
And so I'm pretty excited of the achievement that I've made with it.
Yeah, congratulations on that. It's definitely the place that comes to mind when I want something fresh. I know it's healthy, it's guilt-free, and it's affordable. And to know that you're going to be in the airport so we can be that final meal as we leave or that first meal when we get back.
Yeah. So I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid, a little bit of vegetable stock. So my fish is looking good. You notice I haven't turned it yet.
Yep.
Right.
I would have done turned that about 3
No,
times.
can't turn it. Can't turn it. So while that is cooking, I'm just going to get some seasoning in there. Let's get the stew going. So you get all that flavor from the bacon, the peas. Just put a little seasoning.
There you go.
And of course, we need a little thyme. Thyme's of the flavor.
Oh, yeah. It's not a Bahamian dish. It's no time.
No time. You need the thyme.
You gotta have time.
Just put a little sprig. I'll
There
put a
we
little
go.
sprig on my fish. All right. So that's stuff. So I think now I can go get it
Ready?
a nice turn. So get a nice piece
Oh,
of.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So now the trick is you're gonna get some fresh lemon over that fish. Use some lemon.
Pepper and lime was made for fish.
Put a little lemon over there.
And the aroma's coming out of your pans right now. It's so amazing. I can smell the thyme. I can feel the ghost pepper in the air. You know, the peas is bubbling over there.
Peas is bubbling.
And then it's smelling really awesome.
All right, so we're just going to pinch a little bit of nice wilted greens in there, you know, some spinach. Just a nice nutritional. So I'm just going to. All right, so we're almost ready. Almost ready.
I just ready. Pick up one of these fishes, put it straight in my mouth.
Chef, I could say one thing. You think about healthy dishes, you oftentimes think about, well, what's going to fill me up, right? But now you can see all of the starch that's been added in there. Right? It gives it a good balance. And I've had one of the biggest salads from the restaurant in the past, and I couldn't finish it. So, like, what is the trick to getting us full after eating all of these healthy vegetables and fruits in our meals at Emmanuel's?
Certainly portion is a main thing, and certainly what we like to do is give you a lot of vegetables, and you may be full, but you know it's really not that kind of full where you get some pea soup in your belly.
Right.
That salad's going to work its way through your system really nice and fast, and I think you're going to be really feeling really good throughout the day. So you know at Emmanuel's we try to you know give you a good big meal, but you might think it's big, but it's just a lot of grains, and so those grains is going to really be good for your system, you know. So,
and when you're done eating, you feel the energy.
You feel the energy. You feel the energy.
It's superfood.
Yeah, exactly. Things are looking good.
We're looking good. We're looking good. So just let me
I just want to ask, what got you into cooking? Why?
I started out as a young pot washer at Crystal Fowler's, and my passion just kind of grew. And I went off to school in the CIA, and I got a bachelor's degree in culinary arts. And I came back, taught at COB for a couple of years. Then I went back to CIA, do a lot of continuing education classes, and I started to move into the hotel, and I became the first Bahamian executive chef to run the one and only property. And so that experience really was the highlight of my career. And
it's amazing.
Yeah, so now I'm just working Emmanuel's now, all right? Awesome. All right, so we're almost there. We're almost there. Almost there.
You can smell it.
Almost there. So I'm just going to keep that. All right, so we're almost there.
So what is a test to know that the fish is fully cooked but not overcooked?
You really want it to get crispy on the skin, like I said, but nice and juicy on the inside. All right, so that's one of the key. Nice and crisp on the skin, but juicy, really juicy on the inside. So you can see I pan roasted. So with that gold pepper, that sea salt, so those flavors going to be really good. And then the nice bacon, the pigeon peas, you know, the thyme, the garlic, all those flavors in there. So, all right, so you getting ready?
Oh, we ready.
All right, so.
My clothes supposed to smell like this all day today. I've been making everybody mad today.
It's smelling like the Bahamas all day.
Yeah, right.
I'm just going to put one plate there, so I can get this going. Oh, man, this is set you all give me. So, boom. So we're looking good?
Yeah, that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
All right. All right. So I'm just going to finish that with some more herbs in there. We're going to remove the thyme.
Important step.
All right. So, you know, cooking, you got to cook with love, you know? Cook with love. And so, you ready to eat?
There you go.
All right.
Dead hungry.
So we got a spoon right there. So I'm just going to put down some of that. Put it right down there like that.
There you go. Lay down a bed, right?
Yep. We're going to put it down there. I'm just going to wipe that. So I'm going to take my fish. I'm just going to rest it right on top of that like that. Right there. Alright, so let's put this over there. I'm just going to garnish it with a little bit of fresh tomatoes.
There you go.
You get the freshness in there.
Go. Perfect.
Nice touch.
I ain't smoking up your place.
That's all right.
That's good.
It's good stuff.
It's for a good cause.
You'll be hungry all week on set.
And then, of course, you get to come with a little garlic. Just to dress those in there. So cooking, you may say, oh, it's a lot of steps, but, you know, all those steps add flavor,
Yeah.
you know.
Layer in the flavor.
Layer in the flavor. So just going to finish it with a little. Put a little bit of that.
Fantastic.
I have a question about garnish. Sometimes you look at the plate and say, I don't know if I should eat it, but is all the garnish edible?
All the garnish should be edible and
Yes.
it should contribute to the overall. I'm just going to do some fry.
Yeah, boy.
Green onion.
Come
All right.
on, I ready to taste. We ready? Once you give us the green light, we can dig in.
All right, we ready. So.
And we've got this dish here completed. What do we call this dish, chef?
It's just a Bahamian inspired. We got some pan roasted snapper. I put a little pigeon peas relish to the bottom, rag stew. Then I also got top it off with some fresh tomatoes and fresh avocado.
Perfect.
Right, so it's
Well,
nice and,
we'd like to thank you again for doing this for us on the
Thank you.
242 day today.
Thank
We're
you.
going to dig into this, but before we go, we're going to leave you with Stilleet's performance of Bahamas is Big Thing here on 242 Day. Enjoy that performance. Thank you for joining us today. And hey, Chef Manny,
Thank
he's
you.
the greatest. Thank you so much for being with us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. Enjoy the rest of your day. We're going to dig into this food now. See you all. Catch a little ad.
Lift up your head to the rising sun. I pledge my allegiance to the Commonwealth of this land. The Bahama's. When it comes to my Bahamas, there is no contest. The Bahamas is big thing. My island is big thing. All over it, big thing. The Bahamas is big thing. Hey, the Bahamas is big thing. My island is big thing. 242 is big thing. Junction Blue is big thing. The 58 is big thing. The road to the 58 is the Freeport Dam is Junction Blue is my country is 242 is Reggae State is from 314 now, but your thing is the game, man.